What's up, Taiwan? I'm Ethan Liu with 10 minutes of news from here in Taiwan and around the world. International nonprofit group Civicus recently released its annual report ranking each country on its protection of freedoms and civil liberties. And this year, Taiwan is the only country in Asia to receive the report's top ranking. Sam Robbins takes a look at why.
Is Taiwan the only truly open country in Asia? A new annual report by the international nonprofit organization Civicus says it is. The report ranks how well each country protects, quote, civic space. It defines this as freedom of association, assembly, and speech. Each country is given one of 5 ranks, with open being the highest and closed being the lowest. Taiwan is amongst the 3.2% of countries globally ranked as open. This comes just days after Freedom House gave Taiwan a 94 out of 100 in its annual Freedom in the World report, putting Taiwan in narrowly behind Japan. Keeping Taiwan from getting a perfect score were threats of Chinese influence, government corruption, unequal treatment of minority groups, and tough rules on labor unions. Both reports point to a global decline in democracy and freedom. Civicus says that now over 50% of countries are either repressed or closed. And Freedom House says that freedom has been on the decline globally for the last 17 years. So how has Taiwan bucked the trend? Civicus told Taiwan's central news agency that Taiwanese officials are open to criticism and create platforms for discussion. They also praised Taiwan's free media environment. Freedom House lauded Taiwan's strong protection of civil liberties, but added that the country can still do more to promote equality and fairness. So while Taiwan may be the only open country in Asia, with freedom under threat globally, it will likely take work to maintain that ranking. Eason Pan and Sam Robbins for TaiwanPlus.
Honduras' decision to break ties with Taiwan has made headlines around the world. Unpredictably, Taiwan's political parties have had differing reactions.
这个要检讨到我们整体的外交政策，因为当我们对不是邦交国，我们所付出的如果是远大于我们的邦交国的时候，在他们眼里看来，其实可能对我们可能也会表达失望就像我们之前给立陶宛，我们高达12亿美元这样子的一个金额。 其实，在我们所有邦交国看来，大概都不是滋味。那未来是不是还会有这样的效应也是要关注。
If Honduras does break relations with Taiwan, it would become the 9th country to do so under President Tsai Ing-wen, and that record has been used to attack the current government under the ruling Democratic Progressive Party, or DPP. Opposition Kuomintang lawmaker Ma Wen-jing told TaiwanPlus she believes that focus on building stronger ties with non-allied countries such as Lithuania has hurt Taiwan. But DPP lawmaker He Zhiwei says Taiwan's diplomatic space is constantly being squeezed by China, so our diplomats have a difficult job. I'm sure the executive branch and our diplomats will do their best to maintain friendship with Honduras. Taiwan has a good relationship with the US, Japan, UK, Australia, and other democracies, so in the future, Taiwan's international relations will keep moving forward. The government is laying the groundwork for a tax rebate cash handout. From next Wednesday, citizens and permanent residents can register to each receive a $200 payment. The money will be made available in several ways, including deposited directly into bank accounts, withdrawn from ATMs, or picked up from post offices. The government is aiming to issue the funds before the end of October. The rebate is part of a $12 billion post-pandemic relief package, which still requires lawmakers' approval. Taiwan's high-speed rail is getting some upgrades. After 2 previous deals failed, the company's board approved the purchase of 12 new trains from Japan for around $930 million. The new trains have a more streamlined design. They'll also include charging facilities at every seat, double-deck luggage racks, and full-color LCD screens. The trains will enter service in 2027 at the earliest. The Army has been called in to help preserve water in Taiwan's largest reservoir. It's the latest emergency response to be implemented as a severe drought continues to hit cities and communities in the south of the country. Joyce Chen reports.
Southern Taiwan's water crisis is getting worse. Water levels here in Zhenwen, the country's largest water reservoir, have fallen to around 12%. This leaves its main recipients, the southern cities Jiayi and Tainan, in a very tight spot. Less than 2 weeks ago, the Zhenwen Reservoir sparked major concerns after water levels fell to 19%, an amount officials said could only last for 20 days. Now the troops have been called in. On Wednesday, the army began dredging sediment from the bottom of the reservoir. It's hoped that removing the sediment will help to preserve a bit more water. The plan is to prepare the reservoir to hold as much water as possible in the lead up to Taiwan's monsoon season, which typically runs between May and June.
目标量是定在30万立方公尺，那工期是从今天开始到5月底或6月初，反正雨来之前，它能够清多少就尽量清。
But in the meantime, local farmers and the surrounding nature continue to struggle. Any other time, and these ginkgo trees would usually be in full bloom by now. But this year, many have died because of the drought.
这个时候应该要长新芽也还没长。那我们的茶树比较严重，茶树的话，它的发芽率相当的少。
你看现在到现在都还没长新芽。
Residents in the southern cities are already living with reduced water pressure as part of the emergency response. But people living in the nearby mountain regions have it even worse. Many rely on rainwater collecting in the surrounding lakes. One such example is Jiaming Lake, also known as the Tears of Angels. Now locals barely have enough water to drink and cook with. Hikers visiting the mountains are also reminded to bring their own water. Officials continue to urge the public to use water sparingly while hoping that the situation will improve very soon. Ethan Chen and Joyce Zhen for TaiwanPlus.
And there's some good news for Taiwan's indigenous salmon species. Once almost extinct, their numbers have not only recovered, but hit a record high. Our reporter Eric Gao has more.
The Formosan landlocked salmon is considered a national treasure, but one that used to be very rare. Found in mountain streams in central Taiwan, pollution devastated the species, leaving only 200 in the wild in 1995. This made it one of the rarest species of fish in the entire world. Since then, Rebate National Park has been working hard to conserve the salmon, and its efforts have paid off.
连续放流3年，每一年有1000尾的那一个樱花过母龟，然后经过自然的繁衍，目前已经达到7000多尾。
The salmon is found in the Hehuan and Qijiawan rivers. Their populations have reached a combined 15,000. That's a record high and 60 times what it used to be around 3 decades ago. But while the number is encouraging, conservationists worry about how resilient the population is.
真正的考验还没来，也就是说，这个台风的影响最近都没有什么台风，是不是能够经得起考验？我觉得还是需要未来再继续观察。
Conservationists will keep working to boost salmon numbers to ensure a stable, genetically diverse population. But only when the salmon are self-sustaining and no longer endangered will this national treasure be truly protected. Rick Yi, Irene Wu, and Eric Gao for TaiwanPlus.
A banyan tree that was given special status by the Taitung County government is believed to be sick. Villagers say it has been infected for a while as its dense branches and leaves have become dry and thin. Scale insects have been found feeding on its leaves. This causes them to yellow, and with heavy infestations, the tree may die. Taiwan currently has 4,200 protected trees, but this sacred specimen is also the center of local beliefs. Villagers say it is the last old tree in the area. They hope plant doctors can provide treatment as soon as possible. Taitung officials say they're bringing in outside help.
介壳虫的危害之外，我们也担心说会不会是有那个核根病的情形，所以我们也有已经委托那个屏科大找个时间来帮我们做取样。
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Remember to download the TaiwanPlus app for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally, we leave you with images of koalas exploring their new home in Taipei Zoo. I'm Ethan. Take care, and I'll see you next time.